Hi, I'm Gary Bembridge. I'm on board an old ship that's now become a new ship. In 2015, the Seabourn Spirit became part of the Windstar Cruise Line. It was remodeled, revamped, and was relaunched as the Star Breeze. And I'm going to take you on a tour of the ship from top to toe, from stern to bow, as we take a look at the Star Breeze. It holds around about 200 guests. It has 150 crews, so it's a very high crew to passenger ratio, which makes it on the luxury end. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous ship. It's a small cruise ship, and it has lots of character and lots of great things about it. So particularly if you're looking for a cruise ship that's not like modern and glitzy, but has a sense of tradition and character to it, I think you'll particularly like Windstar. So although it's a small ship, it does have choice. So there are a number of different bars and lounges. One of my favorites on board the ship is the Yacht Club, which is right up and on the top of the ship on deck 8 and looks over the bow of the ship. This is a great place. It has an early riser breakfast. It also serves sandwiches and light meals during the day. It's a really comfortable and great room. In the evening, people tend to migrate more to Compass Rose. That's partly because there's a bar, and in the evenings they have entertainment there. It's also where there's a small casino where you can play blackjack, poker, and there's about 10 fruit machines. There's also a lounge which tends to be used more for the nightly port briefings, but also sometimes if there's local entertainment brought on board, that also takes place in the lounge. In terms of dining, there are a number of options. There's a buffet breakfast and lunch which is served in the veranda. In the evening, the veranda transforms itself and becomes candles, and that is included in the fare. You just have to make reservations, and you can go roughly about once per week. The main restaurant in the evenings is a gorgeous, gorgeous dining room called Amphora. It's open-seated dining. It can hold everybody on the ship at one time. You can go whenever you want to, and you can either sit by yourself, sit as a couple, or ask to sit at the bigger tables. And has a huge, huge choice, including a daily chef special, which is something that has been bought in a local market. Of course, there's also room service to be had as well. In terms of fitness, etc., there is a spa. There is a large fitness center which also has classes, many of which are complimentary. There's a hairdressers and also, of course, the usual spa services. There is a couple of jacuzzis on board, one on the front of the ship, on the bow of the ship, one up on deck 7. And there's a small swimming pool, which really is one of those counter-current swimming pools where you can basically swim against the current. As you'd expect, there's the usual things. There's a reception, there's a small shop, there's the shore excursion desk. The ship also has a couple of other features, such as a screening room where you can watch shows and movies. There's also a very small library which has guidebooks and novels, etc., that you can take out. There's two really interesting features also to the ship, one of which is, being a smaller ship, it has an open bridge policy. So other than when the ship has a pilot on board coming into or out of a port, you can normally go and visit the bridge, chat to the bridge crew, see how it all operates. And one of the big innovations, which is really fantastic, is the water sports platform. So when the ship just moored out in the harbors, if the sea conditions are suitable, it can open the back of the ship and you can go kayaking, you can go on RIB tours, you can go swimming. They put various sort of trampolines and things out, and you go splashing around. Particularly in the Mediterranean or the Caribbean or somewhere warm, it's a fantastic perk where the back of the ship opens and you can go and splash around in the gorgeous waters. Despite the ship being quite small, there's a lot of deck space, and because it only holds around about 200 guests, you'll actually find there's always plenty of space to be found on board. The great thing about this ship is because it's one of the older ships, the cabin sizes are really large and substantial. It's definitely for those people who are looking for a small ship. They want to have lots of space, some choice, of course, and a lot of attentive service because the passenger to crew ratio is very high. Being a small ship, it can get into lots of smaller ports as well. So there you have it, that's Star Breeze. I'd also really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up, and of course please subscribe to the channel. You get much more videos of cruising and other travel information and tips.